What is popping out? It's man Clubboy Bales, and welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports Weekly, where today's episode, man, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Regardless, I had a great Thanksgiving. I had lots of food. I watched the Packers win, spent time with family. It was good. I'm glad. But most importantly, the Packers are now 9-3 on the season. Packers win and defeat the Miami Dolphins. Final score 30-17. It was a good game on both sides of the ball. I could say the defense didn't play as great, but I mean we were able to stat pad, and the Green Bay Packers offense really was what in control pretty much for a big majority of the game. Packers pretty much led the whole way, and it was a great game. I guess you could say game ball goes to Jordan Love. He went 21 of 28 from the day, 274 yards and 2 touchdowns, was not sacked, and had a 129.2 quarterback rating. Josh Jacobs on the ground had 19 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown, as well as 4 catches for 74 yards. Chris Brooks also had 3 carries for 28 yards and 2 catches for 1. Jaden Reed had 3 catches for 24 yards and 2 touchdowns, as well as a carry for 23. Emmanuel Wilson had 2 carries for 20 yards. Tucker Kraft led the way, 6 catches, 78 yards. Christian Watson had 2 for 67. Dontavian Wicks had 4 for 30, and that was pretty much all that was written. On the defensive side, a lot of people really did step up. Isaiah McDuffie probably had a career game, 10 tackles for him. Quay Walker also had 10 tackles, including a sack. Quay Walker, Kingsley Enagbare, Lucas Van Ness, Brendan Cox, and Kenny Clark all got a sack today. Great job by them all, and Brandon McManus was 3 of 3 from beyond the stripe. So good thing on that. On the Miami side, Tua Tagovailoa went 37 of 46, 365 yards and 2 touchdowns and 2 carries for 6 yards. Raheem Mostert had 5 carries for 19 yards and 2 catches for 15. Devon Achane had, how do you say it? Achane? Or 7 carries for 14 yards, 8 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown. Jonnu Smith once again led the way receiving, 10 catches for 113 yards. Tyreek Hill had 6 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 4 for 53. Alec Ingold, former Badger, 2 catches for 15. Odell Beckham, a catch for 9. Durham Smythe, a catch for 8. Malik Washington, 2 catches for 8. And Julian Hill, a catch for 5. The only turnover of the day was a muffed punt by Malik Washington in the very beginning of the game. Packers went 3 and out, and then due to a muffed punt, Packers were able to capitalize and score right away. That was pretty much the true thing that helped the game. Tyrell Dotson, 10 tackles. Jordan Brooks, 9, and Jordan Porter, 9 tackles. And Jason Sanders had 1 made field goal on the day. So that's that. Packers were able to get the victory, and here we are, 9-3. Somehow you look at our record and you go, man, we've got to be winning the division. But some way, somehow, the Detroit Lions are still 2 games ahead. The Detroit Lions obviously play on Thanksgiving, as they do every year. And the Chicago Bears are literally finding new ways to lose games. Chicago literally was going to likely tie this game. Then a penalty happened. Then he got sacked. Then they forgot how to use a timeout, and the time ran out, and they lost the game. I don't know if I've ever seen the worst. It might be the worst clock management I've ever seen in my life. I'd be shocked if Eberflus was not fired. The Bears they're just finding ways to lose games. It's just sad, actually. It's really sad. But furthermore, Bears are still in 4th, and obviously the Vikings still have yet to play. They will be hosting the St. Louis, Arizona Cardinals on Sunday, so obviously yet to be determined. Obviously, if we have the same record as them, that'd be great. I mean, but again, we're still right now we'd be half game, obviously, because we won. If they lose, then we'd be tied with them. Right now they have the tiebreaker, but obviously we still got to play Minnesota again, so that does determine maybe a home game. We never know. It's going to be hard, but right now, our focus right now is, yes, we had some great food. We won a game. We're 9-3. Pretty much right now, us, the Vikings, and the Lions are like right now, like it's going to be a tough race to see who really finishes in the division. Right now, it's probably going to be Detroit, but they keep getting banged up with injuries, and that's going to be real. That's going to be costly. Now the Packers, we play Detroit on Thursday night next week. We got a whole week to prepare. Normally you get a couple off days, but yes, we have to prepare in a week to face probably, as I'd like to call, the best team in football. We already played them once, and I said I thought this was our weakest game, but the fact is we only held them to 24 points. I know we can go into Detroit. It's a different field. It's no outside. It's no rain. You're inside. Last time we faced Detroit, in Detroit, we won. We are capable of beating this team. I know we are. It's possible, and if these guys are getting banged up, this is the opportunity for the Packers to strike, because if we beat the Lions, we likely could have the tiebreaker against them, which is huge. And, that's what's very important going on to the rest of the season. So, furthermore, Packers will be a game closer to Detroit, which is more important, and a possible shot at the division. Now, I'm not saying that they should win the division. I don't know if they will, but the Detroit Lions are going to keep losing people that they might struggle, but this will be a great test for them next week on Thursday. A big game that could determine the outcome of the division. Anything can happen at this point, but somehow, some way, the Packers keep finding ways to get wins, and somehow we are likely going to get a wild card spot with a great record. But you know what? Anything can happen. We got 6 games left. 5 games left. 5 games. We in Detroit on Thursday night football. In Seattle on Sunday night football. We host the Saints on Monday night football. Then we're in Minnesota, and then we host Chicago. 5 games are going to really determine the outcome of pretty much everything. And from what I remember last year, Toyotathon is when Jordan Love was shining. And so far, since Toyotathon, Jordan Love has looked a lot better. Maybe he is the Toyotathon merchant. Who knows? But lots to go over. It's late. I get it. But most of you will probably see this tomorrow anyways, so what difference does it make? Anyways, if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts. And you know what? It's great to see that everything's starting to come together. We have a better kicker. Our defense is a lot better than it was last year. Now, of course, that big 4th down stop was the reason why we won that game. Purely, it was great. It's great to see that. And you know what? The offense, I think, is getting more better and better. Hopefully, we get our pieces back. Jair can come back healthy. Edgerrin Cooper can come back healthy. Romeo Dobbs, obviously, concussions take time to heal, but hopefully he's back. But anyways, we'll be okay. I think we're in a good position right now, and I am happy with where we're at. Big game against Detroit, guys. Big game against Detroit. Go Pack Go. We'll see you next time.